What is up, friends? Brian the Geek here, and today I want to talk about the Mandalorian footage that leaked on Tumblr that is from Star Wars Celebration. I'm not going to show any of it because I do not want to get Disney all up on my butt. So I'm just going to talk about what I saw. The footage is not incredibly clear. A lot of times, like, the phone is pointed halfway off the screen, so you can't tell as much what's happening. So I'm just going to talk through particularly some of the dialogue that was said, and let's get into it right away. So the trailer opens up on Din, a shot of him walking in some sort of inhospitable environment. Then we get the armorer, and she says, "You have removed your helmet. What's worse, you did so of your own free will. You are no longer Mandalorian. Redemption is no longer possible since our homeworld was destroyed." So obviously, after the events of Book of Boba Fett, Din is going to go find the armorer again and try and make things right. And clearly she's going to be like, it's not possible. And then we get some shots of Din walking in some cave or something, and we get some close-up shots of some forge. Then we get, his cool new Naboo starfighter flying, and then we're in some kind of throne room, some super long throne room where Bo-Katan is there, and she said, "Your cult gave up on Mandalore long before the Purge. Where were you then?" Really interesting. So there may be some animosity between Bo-Katan and Mando, or this may kind of be one of those, kind of playing up some conflict in the trailer that's not actually a major conflict. Hard to say, but it would be really interesting if Bo-Katan and Mando kind of butted heads. Obviously, I think eventually they'll reconcile because they're two such badass characters. I can't see Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau deciding to have Mando kill Bo-Katan, and obviously Mando's not going to die in his own show before the very end at the very least. As many of us predicted a long time ago, I think I even made a video on this channel that, I got some stuff wrong because I thought Mando would be away from Grogu, but I predicted that season 3 was going to be a lot of Mandalore. And it looks like I was absolutely right way back in, the end of 2020. So that's cool. I'm excited about this being a lot of Mandalore. Then we get, honestly, kind of the weirdest shot of the trailer, and I can't tell if it's the bad CGI, like if it's because the phone image is crappy or if they haven't finished the effects on it. But there's some really weird looking Kowakian monkey lizards, which is what Salacious Crumb was. They're just like chilling in a tree. When I first saw it, I was like, this feels like a spoof shot they just stuck in for, for laughs or something. And somebody even in the audience is like, what the heck, or something like that, like, what's going on here? Then we've got a shot of Grogu looking at him, which also looks incomplete somehow. It looks like a weird little puppet. I mean, he is a puppet, but they often enhance him a little bit. Just like the movement doesn't look real, like his mouth isn't doing anything or anything. So I think that was probably a shot that they threw in that they haven't done the CGI work on. And then we got Carl Weathers. Again, some of this stuff on this planet just doesn't feel completely complete. And then it looks like we got Carson Teva looking all slick. I'm wondering kind of what's going on here with him. Real interesting. And we got kind of a funky droid and our scientist guy who got captured at the end of Mando season 2. Looks like he's back with some kind of droid, probably up to no good. Can't really tell what's going on, but looks like we may have some kind of rough gang confronting Carl Weathers. Shot of Grogu, Naboo starfighter taking off, more Carl Weathers. Kind of a quick montage of a lot of shots. New Republic soldier. Looks like the genetic scientist again, so he's up to something. Explosion in space. Then we got a couple shots of Bo-Katan. And then we have a space battle that looks pretty cool. Looks like we got a lot of ships involved, so they're upping the ante here. I can't really tell because it's so blurry who the ships are, if they're like Mandalorians or New Republic or First Order, or they don't look like Empire Remnant. I don't really recognize the ship, so I don't know. Then we got a bunch of Mandalorians on the ground, which looks pretty badass. And Carl Weathers, at the point where he was showing up, I forgot to mention this because I was going through the trailer, but he says, "I heard you were back. I didn't believe it." So Carl Weathers, greeting Mando, and then Mando says, "I'm going to Mandalore. so that I can be forgiven for my transgressions. So at some point, he either realizes Mandalore is not completely destroyed, or he's like, I'm going anyway, I'm gonna figure this out, because he needs to be forgiven so badly. And then Bo-Katan says to Grogu, did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian? Which again hints that maybe there's going to be some kind of conflict or identity crisis with Grogu, or Bo-Katan is trying to turn Grogu against Din, or again, this could just be a simple conversation piece that sounds so much more sinister on its own than it actually is in the show. So we'll have to wait and see, but clearly, at least the beginning of this season is going to be very Mandalore-centric, and I wouldn't be surprised if the main thrust of this season is Mandalore-centric. We didn't see, at least that I could see on the screen, any Moff Gideon. I mean, we know he's going to be back. I'm sure he's involved with the cloner scientist, and I'm sure he's going to be up to no good, and they're probably keeping that at least out of this teaser, and likely they may keep it out of most of the marketing so that it's a surprise when and how he comes back. Star Wars is very good at getting you hyped without showing you too much beyond episode 1 or 2, so this could all be like episode 1 and 2, and then most of the rest of the season is something else. It's hard to say, but I am really excited for Mando Season 3, and even though there were some shots that look kind of incomplete, they've got plenty of time to work on the effects, and I'm really excited. Obviously, this trailer was meant to be seen by a very small audience. It was not meant to be leaked, so we can't judge anything too much based on the footage that we're seeing here, other than kind of guessing some story points. So hope that you guys enjoyed this. I'm sorry that I couldn't actually show you anything, but obviously I want to protect my channel from Lucasfilm getting all mad. So that's all I got for you guys. Have a good one. Catch you later.